I will spend our 5 minutes. Take you a quick look at the pressure resistant and wear resistant, the most impact resistant in history, and can achieve a super mirror effect. All construction processes of colored stone solidified floor. The first construction process, color decoration. One of the characteristics of a solidified floor is the ultra mirror surface. The first thing to do is to retest the original ground elevation of the garage. Elevation retest according to the construction 1 meter needle provided by Patia. Then use the laser level. Retest the flatness of the structural ground. Use a tile ruler to mark the value corresponding to the 1 meter line. This value is the basis for retest flatness. During the measurement process, the point data should be recorded in time. Then according to the retest result, do a good job of revealing the position of the ladder groove. Whether the ladder groove is qualified. Is the core in solidified floor bulging? One of the most important technical measures. So be careful. Detailed and detailed. The second construction process, washing and planing the base layer. The washing and planing of the base layer is to remove the floating pulp on the original loose parts and other impurities. The ground is rougher after washing. It can enhance the bonding force between the stepping floor and the base. Prevent delamination or peeling after construction. The third construction process is ground cleaning after washing and blasting. After washing and exploding, it needs to be cleaned with a high pressure water. Make sure the ground is clean and dust free. The fourth construction process, glue soaking the ground. The ground should be moist and saturated without water accumulation. It is important to emphasize here that the depth of ground washing should be controlled at about 3 to 5 millimeters to ensure the chiseling effect and avoid excessive damage to the concrete floor. The chiseling rate should be controlled at least 90%, and it has to be washed vertically and horizontally. Fifth construction process, diameter. The key points of the diameter have the 4 corners of the column and on both sides of the silo line along the concrete pouring, even arrangement. The purpose of the diameter is to make the leveling layer and the structural layer mechanically. The reinforcement is embedded in the concrete base by anchoring glue. The reinforcement is firmly integrated with the concrete base, forming mechanical snaps and chemical bonds. Prevent the floor from cracking or falling off. With the implantation of steel bars, it can also effectively disperse the force on the floor, reduce deformation due to temperature changes or loads. The sixth construction process supports the formwork. The template support should control the accuracy at the top elevation. Accuracy at top elevation determines the leveling of the later horizon. Therefore, it is necessary to repeatedly retest and adjust to the design elevation. The seventh construction process evenly distributes the cement slurry. The first thing to do, it is high-quality cement labeled 42.5. Spread evenly on the base layer. Then water. Vegetarian cement slurry. It can improve the bonding strength between the ground and the concrete surface. To hydrate the mud, will penetrate into the pores of the base layer, forming a tighter bond layer. Application of plastic cement slurry. It can also effectively reduce the rapid evaporation of water, the resulting concrete water loss problem, to avoid later cracking or falling off. The construction steps are to evenly sprinkle cement powder and water and brush with a broom until smooth. The eighth construction process, pours the concrete surface. All the above technical measures, it's all for pouring colored stone, solidified floor, concrete surface. The stone, cured concrete. What about the materials? What you're looking at here is steel fiber. Per cubic meter of concrete, to add not less than 15 kilograms of steel fiber. Steel fibers are distributed through three-dimensional chaos, effectively impede the expansion of micro cracks in concrete. This crack resistance significantly reduces the risk of crack formation, especially suitable for quarrying floors, scenarios susceptible to external influences. High elastic modulus and strength properties of steel fibers allows concrete to absorb more energy when impacted. Significantly improve the impact resistance of the floor, thereby reducing brittle cracking. Bad steel fiber concrete can delay crack propagation. Reduce fatigue damage caused by repeated applause. And here's the thing, its compact structure enhances seepage resistance. Therefore, the service life of the floor is greatly extended. When pouring concrete, use a level throughout the process to control the elevation of the surface layer. Preliminary leveling according to template and control line, due to the requests of fans from all over the world. Next, we will provide floor technical guidance services. Contact me on the homepage. The ninth construction process, laying steel mesh. Wire mesh passes through the grid structure, disperse concrete shrinkage stress. Prevent changes due to temperature differences or cracking caused by material shrinkage. Wire mesh, it can also effectively enhance the load-bearing capacity of concrete. This technical measure, it can greatly improve the high load resistance of quarried floor and repeated impact resistance. The 10th construction step is to knock down the surface concrete. By mechanical vibration, discharge air bubbles and moisture from inside the concrete, thereby reducing porosity. It can also promote aggregate and cement slurry, reach the optimal permutation state, enhance the adhesion between particles, then greatly improve the compactness of concrete. After the compactness is improved, can improve the compressive strength of concrete, drinking delivery efficiency and durability. And here's the thing. Knock down, it can enhance the bond strength between steel mesh and concrete. Further enhance the grip strength at the steel mesh. For bamboo root parts that cannot be knocked down in place, it needs to be manually inserted and ground. The 11th construction process surface. Scrape flat at hand. This is to ensure that the colored stone solidifies. Important technical measures for floor leveling. Seiko is meticulous and thoughtful. Craftsman-like charm. Crafted hard. Keep improving with depth. The same construction environment, the same construction conditions. A highly skilled team can produce masterpieces. The 12th construction process surface. Fine leveling. The next thing to do is to wait for the concrete to be treated. Let's take a look at colored stones solidified with colored stones. The color ratio of colored stones is very user-friendly. You are free to choose according to your preferences. Of course, we will also provide you with the best matching plan. The 12th construction process lifting and compacting grinding surface. This process can only be carried out after the initial setting of concrete is completed. The essence of this process lies in the pulping operation. Vibration by mechanical grinding. Raise the cement slurry to the concrete surface. Reduce internal pores. Improve structural integrity. It can also optimize performance indicators such as wear resistance and impermeability. And this is particularly important. Lifting operation is a necessary prerequisite for the next coring operation. The 13th construction step scattering. Concrete after coagulation of colored stones. After completing the pulping operation, you can spread colored stones. Colored stones should be thrown. In particular, it is necessary to pay attention to the stubble between the wall posts and the parts where the difficulty lies in evenly distributing the colored stones. If you need high-end floor technology, you can tell me. I am willing to do it for every friend. Provide the highest quality floor construction. Next, according to the color matching scheme of the colored stones, there is also the specific situation of colored stones appropriately replenish white stones. th construction step. Use a mechanical polisher. The colored stone is evenly pressed into the concrete. The number of compaction times is usually 2 to 3 times. The specific number of times should be determined according to the actual situation on site. This tests the memory level of the operation very much. Flatness control of colored stone during compaction. Crucial. Seriously affect the ground flatness after the later opening and stone exposure. The flatness should be controlled within 5 mm. The root of the wall column should be compacted repeatedly to prevent the stones from being exposed. For the side where the machine cannot work, artificial coring is required at the corners. And then it's calendared and smoothed by hand. Mechanical press operation completed. The 15th construction process, second smoothing and lifting. This process is a supplement to the previous process. Further improve ground flatness. And here's the thing, by lifting the pulp, it can make the coring arrangement more uniform and reasonable. After this process is completed, according to the condensation of the concrete surface, let's stand for 4 to 8 hours. There will be bumps in life. But you must have bamboo sticks and mango shoes that are lighter than horses. Who is afraid of the pride of a lifetime? A better tomorrow awaits you. Come on, my friend. The 16th construction process receives light for the first time. The colored stone solidified floor is after initial setting. The light is collected to ensure the strength and aesthetics of the ground. Ground moisture decreases after initial setting. Light collection prevents surface wetting or cracking. The concrete has already hardened initially. Light reception enhances surface compactness, reduces porosity. Are people more concerned? What about the timing of calendering? When is the best time for calendering? After the first calendering is complete, stand still for 0.5 to 2 hours. 16th construction step, secondary calendering. After this calendering is completed, to observe the surface flatness and measure with a 2-meter ruler. Make sure the error is within 3 millimeters. If it does not meet, you need to collect light 3 times until the design requirements are met. This process is crucial. Try the colored stone solidified floor. Can you achieve the super mirror effect? TH construction step. It is the semi-elastic thread of the solidified floor. After the concrete floor is completed, it needs to be cut. The slotting is to release the shrinkage stress of the concrete. Can guide cracks to form at a predetermined location. Avoid random cracking of concrete surfaces. th construction process, surface cutting seam. Cutting not only avoids random cracking of the surface layer, it can also effectively disperse stress to prevent damage to the solidified floor due to deformation. Cutting of solidified floor. You follow the lane line. Parking space and parking space demarcation. The slits in these two positions can effectively avoid cracking of the solidified floor. But the slit should follow the maximum area. The principle of not being larger than 36 square meters. That is, the vertical and horizontal spacing should not exceed 6 meters. The 19th construction process is covered with plastic film maintenance. Make sure the surface layer remains moist. Maintenance for 2 days. Please don't believe it. Victory is like a dandelion on a hillside, at your fingertips. But please believe, there are always some beautiful things in the world that deserve our all. Even if it is smashed to pieces, for the dream, let's take courage. Let's set sail. The 20th construction process. After 7 days of maintenance, you can open the mold and step on the ground. The first thing to do before opening the mold is to sprinkle water to moisten it. The sprinkler is small, but it is also an essential construction process. The 21st construction process is to open the mold and step on the ground. Let's take a look at the alloy cutter head for opening. First, the mold is opened with a 16 mesh alloy cutter head. Grind the alloy cutter head in sequence according to 16 mesh, 30 mesh and 50 mesh. The quarry is sanded out and gradually refine the ground. The opening of the alloy cutter head needs to be carried out at a slow and prevent uneven ground due to uneven speed. Now take a look. The quarry floor after the 16 mesh alloy cutter head is ground. The 13th process can already be seen. Scattered colored stones. Compare this to the vacant ground. The function of alloy cutter head mold opening, it is to open up the colored stone ground. Therefore, the quality of the mold opening is of paramount importance. (16 molybdenum alloy cutter head longitudinal first pass mold opening completed. Next, clean up the dust generated by the mold opening. The mold opening effect is very good. The 22nd construction process 16 were alloy cutter head lateral mold opening. It should be noted here that 16 wood, 30 wood, 50 mesh. The golden knife head is polished twice each and use cross grinding path. vertical and horizontal cross grinding. This technical measure is to avoid mold drop in individual areas. Now let's take a look at the effect after the second mold opening. Is it getting more and more wow? Please wait and see. I'll polish the ground like a minute later. Rock grinding of 30 mesh, 50 mesh alloy cut ahead. T23 to 26 construction processes will not be displayed repeatedly. Now go straight to the 27th construction step. That is, the fine grinding of 50 mesh to 100 mesh into 100 mesh resin sheets. The first step is to grind a 50 mesh resin sheet. Attention please, it has now been replaced with resin sheet, and it went from mold opening coarse grinding to fine grinding. It is the solidified floor. The main function of resin sheet grinding includes eliminating scratches, improve wear resistance, as well as promoting hardener penetration and enhancing gloss. During the fine grinding process, the grinding effect should be continuously observed. Now let's see the effect of the resin sheet after opening the mold. Is it getting more and more wow? Let's look at it from another perspective. This is the 6th time that the resin has been finely ground. That is, the effect of grinding to 100 mesh once. On the left is the effect of 100 mesh twice. The disparity is clear at a glance. At this time, 50 mesh to 100 mesh grinding is completed twice. The 200 mesh resin sheet is finely ground at hand. Constantly check during the grinding process. Point grinding on unqualified areas. The 30-second construction step, throw in curing agent. 200 mesh resin sheet grinding, conceal the curing agent. Spray the curing agent evenly on the ground after grinding. Use a mop to drag the curing agent evenly, never partially pile up. Otherwise, you really can't grind it anymore. The curing agent penetrates through the interior of the concrete. Reaction with calcium-magnesium plasma to form calcium silicate gel, forming a dense structure. Significantly improve ground hardness and wear resistance. Effectively resist heavy load friction. Can also be closed. Concrete capillary pores prevent internal dust from being sucked out. Completely cure the sand problem. Keep the floor clean, while increasing the coefficient of friction. Improved anti-skid performance. And this is particularly important. After being polished, it has a marble-like luster. And over time, gloss continues to increase. Curing agents can also form a chemical barrier. Resistance to grease chemicals. This extends the service life of the floor. Properly maintained, lifespan can be up to 25 years or more. This is the effect after the curing agent is evenly drawn. Has the luster of marble gradually appeared? At this time, it is necessary to check whether there is local convection in time and distribute it evenly in time. After passing the inspection, the curing agent can enter the natural air drying stage. The natural drying time should be more than 24 hours. 33rd construction process, fine grinding after curing agent. A friend may have asked just now, why did the 200 mesh only grind once? This is because 200 mesh is used twice after the curing agent. The main function of 200 mesh resin sheet grinding, after eliminating the curing agent treatment, residual surface irregularities and marks, create conditions for subsequent fine grinding and polishing. Now let's see the effect of the curing agent after polishing. Is it getting brighter? The texture is getting clearer. Then there are 400 more eyes, twice. Bar by mesh twice. 30th construction step. After 200 rounds, 400 rounds, 800 rounds of grinding. You can throw the curing agent a second time. What you see now is the effect after the fine grinding is completed. After polishing the colored stone curing floor with curing agent on hand, need to apply curing agent again. This is because the penetration depth of the curing agent is 3 to 8 mm. Hardener on hand may not be fully penetrated into the concrete. Secondary construction can supplement infiltration. Make sure the chemical reaction is fully carried out, further enhance hardness and wear resistance. The secondary application agent can also correct weaknesses, make the overall hardness and gloss of the ground more uniform. And this is particularly important. Chemical reaction between curing agent and cement components. Multiple penetrations are required to completely form stable crystal. Secondary construction can prolong the reaction time, so as to effectively avoid later sanding or cracking. The super mirror effect is gradually forming. Careful. Boutique products will be condensed with long years. The years have not changed. Time flies. See you again. The 38th construction process is naturally air-dried with secondary curing agent. 24 hours later. 800 mesh, 1500 mesh, 3000 mesh finely ground. This is the effect of the original curing 800 mesh fine grinding. This is a colored stone cured 800 mesh crystal film. This is the effect after the colored stone solidifies the 800i crystal film. 39th construction step, 1500i piece grinding. This process further enhances the gloss and further eliminate microscopic particles. Let's see the effect of 1500 mesh fine grinding. Ultra mirror surface is initially formed. After the completion of the 41st masonry process 1500 mesh, and you're ready for the last 3000 mesh grinding. 3000 mesh resin sheets are finely polished with high mesh count. Can significantly enhance the gloss of the ground, make it close to the mirror effect, especially suitable for scenes with high aesthetic requirements. Super mirror effect achieved. At this time, the flatness can be measured with a 2-meter ruler. The error is controlled within 3 millimeters.